Hello everybody, this is Simeonski. Welcome to another Rec Room tutorial. In this one, I'm gonna explain to you one of the mechanics that I used in my games and also show you how you can build this mechanic into your game step by step. Okay, this is the last video of this thought. So I showed you how you activate the consumables, how you create consumables in your room that you can pick up or trigger with other things. You can only award currency. You cannot really take away currency with circuits. So people need to use their currency in the store. And the last part of this currency video will be that I will show you how you can reward currency by time spent in the room. And also how to show, or maybe let's do this first, how to show how many coins people have. Of course, they see this when they go to the store here. Here they will see it in the store. But you can also trigger this by circuitry, which will be very easy. You just set a text. Here we go, and I will call it coins, make it yellow. Here we go, it's the coins, and it will show the number of coins that you actually earned in this thing here. Okay, and it will event. So use an event receiver, and this will be player joined. We will use the player joined here, not the room loaded, so it's setting up for every person itself, not just once the first player comes in. Then you will have the if players local thing. Is local, so it checks if you are the player that joined. This is important, otherwise it will trigger for everyone. And then you can basically set the text to the number from the balance, and that would be the currency. And it's called currency get balance. And you will want to have this changed to string. To string. Here we go. Okay. It's not just sending out the signal, it needs to get it from the thing. So it needs to come first. Then you need to connect the currency, which would be currency. How do we have it? What currency? Room currency constant, there we go. Okay, you connect this to the currency here for the local player, of course. The selected coin already, that's how we do it. And then on get complete, we just set the text to here. And then when people enter, it will show the currency that they have on this text. Yeah, that's how you do that. And now we go to the last thing, which will be how do you make it that people get currency rewarded over time. How do we do that? So we are using an event receiver for that as well. Here we go. And the event will be update 1 Hertz. And this will send out a signal every 1 second, basically. So we need an integer variable, and this will be let's call it time now. And then we basically add one point every second. So this should update it by 1 point every second. You see, 4, 5. And then we can just check if we reached a certain number here with another if chip that's always triggered. Equal greater, we call it greater or equal. Which equal should also work, but sometimes there can be things that are going wrong, so it's better to use the greater or equal. And then you basically take what's coming out here, and then you can set down here how high you want it to be. It's already at 60 now. Let's say for now we keep it, let's make it really high once we set it up. 1000, so it's just not triggering all the time. So if it's greater than that, which will be a long time waiting, then you can just add the award, oh no, it's called award currency. And for example, you could say every seconds people get 5 currency for staying in the room. Of course, what you would need to do as well, so it keeps working, you will have to reset that value here. To 0, so it's starting all over again. And that's how you set it up. Maybe let the people know, that would also be good, with a subtitle or notification. Maybe a sound. Yeah, maybe you can even add a sound if you want to. But for now, let's just do the notification. Got 5 coins. Okay. And then if we set it up here to, let's say, let's make it easy, let's set it now to 10. Should give us 5 coins every... What's wrong here? Okay, problem is here we didn't set the currency yet. This is very important. Yeah, and now we got 5 coins, and we should get 5 coins again in another 10 seconds. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, that's basically how you set up a currency system. And now we should be able to see that we already have 16 coins here. So yeah, that's basically the easiest way to set up the system of getting currency over time for people in your room. Thank you guys for watching. As always, like and subscribe the video if you liked it, or leave a comment. You can also leave comments on what you want to see more on this channel. So see you in the next video. Bye bye.